Hello friends, good morning to one and all. Welcome back to our professional ethics and human values class. How are you all? Let me share some screen to you. Okay guys. We are entering in this unit 2. So in this session, we need to discuss about ethical decision-making process. Ethical decision-making process. After completion of this thing, value education we need to discuss, right? In the next session, we will meet with the value education class. So this thing, value education. In the next class, we need to discuss. Today's class, we should focus upon ethical decision making. Ethical decision making. We completed this emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence means so controlling and balancing of our emotions. We discussed these features, and already we discussed these methods or ways to increase our controlling of our emotions or increase the capacity to have the balancing of our emotions. So these are the different methods to use to increase our controlling capacity of our emotions, right? So this is the emotional intelligence matrix model, and this is the Solve's and Mayer's model for emotional intelligence. Already we discussed this thing, fundamental duties as per 51 Article A. Already we completed this human rights. And previous class we discussed about emotional competencies. Competencies means here capabilities or abilities to control of our emotions. So here we need to focus upon two things, that is personal and social skills, recognize, and personal and social skills, interpretation and respond usefully. Okay. And already we discussed this thing, Daniel Goleman's emotional competencies. So today's class we need to discuss about ethical decision making, the process, ethical decision making process. So in this ethical decision making process, when appears just we are facing the problem or we have the opportunity from the external environment, then we need to take a good decisions to solve our problems or to achieve our goals. So that is called as the decision making. So in this concept, we should focus upon ethical decision making. Ethical decision making, right? So our decisions should be ethical. So how to make a decisions with ethical? Ethical. So already I told you, ethical means ethics. Ethics means here do the right things and don't do the wrong things, and have the right manner and don't have the wrong manner or wrong attitude. So do the everything in a good and right manners. That is called as here ethical ethics. So for the society, okay. So here ethical decision making is so making a decisions ethically. So in general, we have taken a number of decisions in our life, right? As per our education, our housing construction part, our marriage situations, or job, career development plans, and make the percentages, right? So healthcare decisions. These are the few generally the concepts and contents we have to take the decisions about these all things, right? So, in generally, we want to take decisions to solve our problems and to have the good opportunities and make the good opportunities, right? So, if we have the opportunities from the external environment, then we need to gain the opportunities and convert the opportunities into our growth, right? Growth levels. So for this purpose, we need to take a right decisions in our life. So here these decisions should be in the form of ethical decision making. So here we have the few steps that define the problem. If you are facing a problem, just understand and analyze what is the exact the problem. Define understanding and gain the concept and what is the level of the problem, what is the depth of the problem, what is the consequences of this that particular problem. We need to understand these all things. So that is called as here define the problem. So define the problem, and then so simply here identification of the problem which are facing by us. So after completion of identification of the problem, then we need to understand what is the risk level, what is the problem risk level, and also we need to find out where the problem is coming, where the source of problem is coming, right? So that is the point is here define the problem. First అసలు మన ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటి కనుక్కోవాలి, ఐడెంటిఫై ద ప్రాబ్లం ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్, and where we get this problem, and what is the level and what is the risk level of the problem. So here we need to consider these three things, that is called as here define the problem. So in this decision, ethical decision making, so decisions making should be ethical. So our decision should be ethical. So simply ethical decisions we need to take and we need to make, right? That's the process of here ethical decision making. So decisions are playing very crucial and important role in our life. So our future or our company's future is depending upon good decisions taken by the company or taken by us. So here a right decision will leads to development of the organization, as well as a right and good decision will leads to development of ourselves. Am I right or not? So here the good and right decisions taking the process is the decision making process. But here we emphasize that ethical decisions. So our decision should be in an ethical form. Our decision should be in an ethical form. So that's why here ethical decision making process. So decisions are playing a very crucial and important role in our life, right? So if the right decision is there, then automatically the company will develop. Or in our personal life, if the right decision or good decision are taken by us, then it will leads to development of our personality and the growth of ourselves. I'm right. So here decisions are very, very crucial and plays a vital role in our personal life as well as company's life. So here this decision should be in the form of ethical. So ethical decision making, that is the meaning of here. So our decisions should be in a ethical form, that is ethical decision making. So this process of here define the problem, seek out relevant assistance or guidance and support, identify the availability of alternatives to solution of our problem, so which are facing by us. So evaluate, identify the solutions, make the decision, and implement the decision, evaluate the decision. So this is the process. This is the process of decision making. So here we should emphasize, we should focus upon our decision should be in the ethical form. So that's why identification of the ethical dilemma, ethical judgment, when alternatives and evaluate these two things, ethical motivation for make a decision, and ethical character. So implementation of these decisions and evaluation of these decisions. This is overview. So now we are entering to one by one steps, right? So first coming to define the problem. Already just I told you. So here we need to consider three things. we need to consider three things here. So what is the problem is here. So what is the major problem is here. Just understand the problem. And the second thing is where we get this problem, which departments the problem is occurred, or the problem where we can get, we get, right? So next, the third thing is what is the risk of the problem? What is the loss we will get from this problem, or what is the depth, what is the risk from this problem? Understanding, we should understanding these three parts from this define the problem. So define means here understanding the problem, understanding the problem, level of the problem, and where we will get from this, where we got this problem, right? These three things we need to consider here. That is define the problem. So next, seek out the relevant assistance or guidance and support. So seek. Seek means here seeking, searching, identifying, identify the relevant assistance. So just search for the assistance, search for the guidance to solve our problem, search for the support, support to give the to solve our problem. So searching or seek for the guidance, seek for the support, or seek for the assistance to solve this problem. To solve this problem, if we have no such support, if we have no such type of guidance, we have no such type of assistance, then we will enter to this step. So identify the availability of alternatives to solve our problem. To solve our problem, that is the third step here. So here, identify the available alternatives, alternative solutions. So here, alternative solutions means different solutions to solve our problem, to solve our problem. So we should identify different solutions, identify the different solutions to solve our problem. So identify the different solutions to solve our problem. So here, as much as solutions are there, as much as we need to search and we need to identify here to solve our problems, right? And then evaluate identified solutions. So here identify, here searching of solutions. So after completion of searching, then we enter to, and we have some solutions, identified solutions or searched solutions. So here after completion of identification, then evaluate each identified solutions, each and every identified solutions. Here we need to evaluate. So evaluate means here list out merits and demerits, list out plus points and minus points for each and every identified solutions, searched solutions for solving of our problem here, right? So here we need to find out identified solutions, and here evaluate each and every solutions which are identified, So here once again I want to repeat, evaluation means list out merits and demerits, list out plus and minuses, list out benefits and drawbacks. So that is called as here evaluation. So evaluation means list out merits and demerits, plus and minuses from that particular thing. That is called as here evaluation. So here evaluate identified solutions. Suppose we have 10 solutions, identified solutions. These 10 solutions are to use solve our problems. Okay. So here evaluate these 10 alternatives, these 10 solutions. So list out merits and demerits of first alternative, list out merits and demerits of second alternative, list out merits and demerits of third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. So evaluate means here list out merits and demerits of these identified alternatives. So that is the point is here. Evaluate identified solutions, right? List out merits and demerits of each identified solutions. Everyone we should evaluate. After completion of merits and demerits of each alternative, then we will enter to this part, that is make a decision, make a right decision. So this make a decision is based upon select a suitable and excellent right decision from evaluation report. So here we should take a best alternative from these 10 solutions. So this best alternative selection is the point here. Make the decision. So this decision making is based upon evaluation report, which is done by in this previous step. So after completion of evaluation report, just we can select major benefits and less drawbacks. Having item, having solution. That is the point here. Make the right decision. So this making the right one single decision is based upon this solution having more benefits and less drawbacks than compare with these 10 solutions, than compare with these identified solutions. That is the making decision. So select a single excellent alternative or solution from evaluation report, right? That is the point here. Make the decision. After completion of making and selecting or choosing a right decision or right solution from evaluation, then we need to implement that particular chosen decision. So this implementation decision or this implementation alternative or solution from selected or chosen alternative. So implementation of our selected item, selected solution, right? So here implementation of chosen or selected decision. Implementation. After completion of implementation, just cross checking or verify our actual tasks. That is called as here evaluate the decision. So evaluate the chosen alternative. So here we have 2 points. So evaluate identified solutions and evaluate the decision. So here evaluate the identified solutions means here list out merits and demerits of each and every alternative which are identified in the previous step. So each and every decision should be evaluated here. But in the last point, evaluate the decision means here already we choose the best thing. So this chosen best thing here in this step we are implementing. So here this chosen decision or chosen solution, check its performance. Check its performance. That is called as here evaluation. That is called as here evaluation of chosen decision. Evaluation of chosen decision, right? So here after completion of review of this thing, that is called as here evaluate the decision. Evaluate the decision, right? So this is the decision making process, ethical decision making process. Sorry for the disturbance. Some information. Okay. So here, ethical decision making is for the purpose of 2 things: to solve our problem, or if we have the opportunity. So if in the situations of having opportunity or solve the problems, these 2 situations, we need to take a right decision. This decision should be ethical. So ethical decision making. So if we have the problem, then define this particular problem and seek or search for assistance or guidance or support from our company. If not having that type of information, then we need to identify the different alternatives or solutions to solve our problem, and then evaluate each and every identified solutions. Evaluate means list out merits and demerits of each and every solutions, and then make a right decisions. So this make a right decision is based upon evaluation report. If any one of alternative having more benefits and having low drawbacks, then we should select that particular alternative. That is the point here. Make the decision. Once again, I want to repeat it. This make the decision means here select a suitable right alternative. So this make the right decision or select the best alternative is based upon our evaluation report. So this evaluation report is that have from the all alternatives, one of the alternative having more benefits and less drawbacks. That particular alternative we should take this. So that is the select the suitable alternative or select the best alternative. That is called as here make the decision. After completion or after selecting a decision, then implementation of the this chosen decision or chosen alternative. So implementation of that best chosen alternative. So when we are implementing this chosen best solution to solve our problem, then check the performances of that chosen alternative, how it performs. So that is called as here evaluate the decision. So check the performance of chosen activity, check the performance of chosen solution. That is the point here, evaluate the decision. So this is the process of decision making. So here we need to consider ethical identification of the dilemma for these two steps. Ethical judgment, so judgment for these two. So searching of alternatives and evaluation of alternatives. These two concepts we need to focus. Ethical judgment. So simply ethical judgment means here ethical focus of these two parts or these two stages. So when make a best solution or when making a right solution, we need to focus upon ethical motivation. And finally, after selecting a suitable decision, then we need to implement and we need to check the performances. So for the two aspects, we need to have the ethical character when implementing, and we have ethical character when check our actual performance and planned performance, right? So after completion of this last part, then we can solve our problem. We can solve our problem. So this is the decision making process. When we are having problem, if we have opportunity, if we have opportunity or our company having the opportunity, then also define the opportunity. Just you remove this word and instead of word opportunity. So define the opportunity, and the opportunity came from and level of opportunity. Define these three things. So seek the relevant assistance or guidance or support from our internal employees and workers, and identify the different alternatives or solutions to have and gain the opportunity, and evaluate each and every identified solutions to have the opportunity and make a right decisions to have the opportunity, and implementation the selected chosen solution to have the opportunity, evaluate the performance or check the performance to have the opportunity. So here, if in the case of problem, so define the problem, solve the problem, identify the alternatives to solve the problem, evaluation or list out merits and demerits of each and every alternative to solve our problem, make a best solution to solve our problem, implementation that chosen decision or a solution to solve our problem, evaluate or check our performance to solve our problem. So here each and everything point is here, solve the problem, solve the problem, solve the problem, solve the problem. So each and every steps we have planned for to solve our problems. If we have the opportunity, then identify alternatives for to have the opportunity. Evaluate opportunity, evaluate or list out merits and demerits of each and every solutions to have the opportunity. Make a right decisions to have the opportunity. Implementation of a decision to have the opportunity. Check our performance to have the opportunity. So either it may be problem solving, either it may be opportunity having, and make opportunity in a profit manner, in a profit manner. So for these two purposes, either it may be profit or sorry, either it may be problem solving or it may be opportunity having, opportunity achievement. For these two purposes, we have the same steps and we have the same ethical judgments. So this is all about decision making process in ethical format, in ethical way, right? So this is the ethical decision making. So, so in this class, we discussed about decision making. So this decision making in our personal life or company's life, we should make a right decisions. If we get or if we make a right decisions, then only the company will grow. If we make a right decisions in our personal life, then our personal life should be develop or should be grow, right? So these decisions should be in the form of ethical decision making. So that is the concept is here, ethical decision making, right? So in this ethical decision making, we need to focus upon the few steps. First, define problem or opportunity. So here we need to consider three steps. What is the problem or opportunity exact? So that second step, what this problem or opportunity came from. And the third thing, the opportunity or the problems level or risk level. So we need to focus upon these three as in the name of define the problem. And then uh, searching different alternatives or different support or guidance from our internal part. Just we need to go through the searching of our internal part. If not having guidance or support from our internal organization, then we go through about identify the different solutions to have the opportunity or to solve the problem. And next, evaluate of each and every alternative to have the opportunity or to solve the problem. And next, select the best alternative from evaluation report. After selecting a best alternative, then we need to implement that particular alternative to solve our problem or to have the opportunity. So then finally check our actual performance with as per planned performance. So that is called as evaluate selected or choose an alternative to solve our problem or to solve the opportunity, right? This is all about decision making. So here we need to emphasize that our ethical decision should be ethical. Our ethical decision should be ethical format, right? So this is all about ethical decision making process. We need to have another session with another topic, value education, right? Thanks for listening. Stay home, stay safe. Be careful with corona. Thanks for listening, guys.